Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, Bitcoin just hit my exact $80,000 price target for this price pattern right here. But I'll be talking about what is likely going to happen next for the price of Bitcoin, as this major bull market signal is still playing out on the larger timeframes, and a Bitcoin short squeeze is playing out right now, while Ethereum is continuing this massive breakout towards this next area of resistance, while Solana is also running into this area of resistance, but getting closer towards a major breakout towards its all-time high. So I'll be talking about all of that and more later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, starting off on the weekly Bitcoin chart, and right now we're still seeing that major breakout in the weekly Bitcoin RSI, and obviously I've been talking about this for actually over a month now on the channel. For a long time now on the channel, I've been saying this is a major bull market signal. Expect a huge bull run, and I've been saying this for a long time now, and we are now finally seeing this next bull run, and this will likely continue for at least a number of months, possibly even up to a year, because if we're looking at the last couple of times this major bull market signal in the weekly Bitcoin RSI has confirmed, we've seen a bull run in the price of Bitcoin for at least a number of months, but usually up to around a year, give or take, before the next major correction on the larger timeframes, not just the short-term pullbacks, but major corrections. And so obviously during these bull runs, we can see small little pullbacks on small timeframes here and there, but ultimately on the larger timeframes, we're looking very, very bullish right now. And it's the same thing again this time around. We are currently in the middle of a huge bull run, and this will likely continue to much higher prices, at least based on this chart right here. And if we're taking a look at the weekly Bitcoin chart on this Bitcoin chart right here, looking at the weekly Bitcoin MACD, we are already seeing a huge flip towards bullish momentum on the larger timeframes. And the last time we flipped from bearish momentum to bullish momentum in the weekly Bitcoin MACD was last October back in 2023, so just over a year ago. And what came next was a bull run in the price of Bitcoin over the next half a year, give or take. And so essentially what this is telling us is that we're due to see a huge bull run, not just for the next few days or weeks, but most likely for a number of months from now. Basically a huge bull run that is already starting to play out, and I've already been saying for a long time now on the channel that this is coming, and obviously it's already starting to play out right now. And so if you're new to this channel, if you've just found this channel and you missed all of my previous videos telling you about this bull run before it happened, obviously time is running out, but it might not be too late right now, because once again, we're likely going to continue to see a bull run over the next few months. So time's running out, but it's not too late just yet. And so if you have any friends or anything wanting to get involved in Bitcoin, definitely share this video around, because like I said, time is running out, but it's not late just yet. But if we're taking a look at this 4-day Bitcoin chart, right now the super trendy indicator is still sitting in the green, indicating a larger bullish market. Like I've been saying over and over again here on the channel, we're looking very bullish right now on the larger timeframes, expecting a huge bull run. And if we're taking a look at the 2-day time frame, it's the same story here as well, playing out a major breakout to the upside from this descending broadening wedge pattern, which I mentioned all the way back here in early October. As soon as we broke out above this resistance, that was the signal to flip massively bullish again on the larger timeframes, expecting a bull run. And ever since then, we've already started to see the bull run, and this will likely continue once again for a number of months from now. And if we're taking a look at this daily Bitcoin chart, we've now officially hit my exact technical price target of $80,000, which is a price target of mine that I've been telling you since all the way back down here at around 66,000. Once we broke out from this bullish cup and handle pattern that activated this bullish price target at $80,000. And a lot of people on the channel back then were telling me there's no way Bitcoin could possibly go to $80,000 in just a month from now. But that's exactly what we've seen as expected. Bitcoin's now hit $80,000, my exact bullish price target, which means this pattern is now complete. So for any of you that took this trading opportunity, congratulations. And I did actually share this trading opportunity, and personally I am still long on the price of Bitcoin. In case you're wondering, I still have that long position open, and my trading strategy for that long position is to basically just leave the trade open to trade the bull market to the upside. And then as the bull market continues, essentially I just slowly move my stop loss further and further into profits, so that eventually at some point, maybe in a couple of months from now or whenever, when we eventually see some sort of major pullback or crash or whatever it is, that will just trigger my stop loss in huge profits and close the trade automatically. And now, what should we be expecting for Bitcoin moving forward now that we've hit this price target? Well, just before I talk about that, if you actually want to take these trades like I'm doing right here for Bitcoin, personally, I take most of my trades and that trade right there over on Bybit. So I'll make sure to leave a link to Bybit down below this video in the description and in the pinned comment. And if you use that link down below this video to make your Bybit account a deposit on that account, then you can get up to a $30,000 deposit bonus, but only if you use that link down below this video. And also, if you use that link, it'll take you to this page right here, which is a 500 USDT position airdrop. So basically a free $500 trade as your first trade over on Bybit, but that's only if you use the link down below this video to make your Bybit account and deposit on that account. So if you're going to be trading crypto anyway, you might as well check this out. Once again, first link down below this video. But for whatever reason, if you cannot access Bybit or if you cannot KYC on Bybit, there's also Bitfinex, which is another crypto exchange similar to Bybit, but you don't need KYC for Bitfinex, which means if you're in the US or the UK, for example, or another country where you might not be able to access Bybit, you can access Bitfinex. So I'll also leave a link to Bitfinex below this video. And if you use that link, you can get up to a 5.5K deposit bonus. And only if you use that link, you can get an exclusive 10% discount on all trading fees on the Bitfinex exchange forever. But that's only if you use the link below this video to make your Bitfinex account. And so as another option out there other than Bybit, once again, there's Bitfinex, links down below if you want to claim those extra bonuses. And now, what should we be expecting next for the price of Bitcoin? Now that we've hit my exact $80,000 price target as expected, well, we still have that Fibonacci extension on this daily Bitcoin chart, which is the 1618 Fibonacci extension drawn from the Fibonacci retracement tool from the previous all-time high that we set back in March down to this swing low. That gives us the 1618 Fibonacci extension, which is sitting at around $89,000 per Bitcoin. So that is the next price target to pay attention to. And now, once again, along the way up, it's very normal to see slight little pullbacks or things like that on small time frames. So if we end up seeing some sort of little pullback on smaller time frames when we're zooming into the short term, don't be shaken out, because ultimately on these larger time frames, as I've been saying over and over again here on the channel, we're looking very, very bullish right now, and we now have this price target to pay attention to at around $89,000. And honestly, at this rate, potentially in a week or two, we could be at $89,000 and heading towards that 100K price target, potentially near the end of the year or early next year. And so obviously a lot of people will be looking at this Bitcoin price and thinking it's too late now, but when we're trading at 89,000 or closer towards 100,000 in a matter of weeks or months from now, then obviously 79,000 doesn't sound too bad when we're looking at these higher price targets like 89,000 or beyond. And so ultimately, that is what I'm expecting moving forward in the coming weeks, maybe over the next month, the price of Bitcoin moving up towards this Fibonacci extension. But remember, it's perfectly normal to see little pullbacks and things like that on small time frames. So if that ends up happening on small time frames in the short term, don't be scared, don't be shaken out, because as of right now on these larger time frames, we're seeing many bull market signals already confirm and already start to play out. And right now, on top of everything else, we're also seeing a huge Bitcoin short squeeze, which I said in my last video is just about to happen before it happens. So we had a lot of liquidity at around just above 77,000 going up towards around 77,500. And I said the price of Bitcoin will basically get attracted towards that area. And then once we break out above 77,500, I said in my last video, expect a short squeeze, pushing the price much higher, closer towards 80,000. And what happened next was exactly that, as expected. So obviously, if you took that trading opportunity, you would have made a lot of easy money here as well. But once again, if you're new to the channel, if you missed this trading opportunity, do not worry. There's always more trading opportunities, which I share basically every day here on the channel. So make sure you subscribe to this channel with notifications turned on so that you don't miss out on any of these important update videos where I'm sharing these trading opportunities, and also share these videos around if you want to basically get friends and family involved, because right now time is running out for this bull run, but it's not too late once again. And if we're zooming out to the monthly time frame for this liquidation heat map, looking at the last 1 month worth of price action, the next major area of liquidity to the upside is starting at around 84.6K and going up towards around nearly $86,000. So basically in between around 84,500 to 86,000, we have a major area of liquidity as a potential price target as well, because essentially Bitcoin usually likes to move towards where there's a lot of liquidity, especially if it's close to the price and the overall market momentum momentum is clearly bullish right now. So we're likely going to move towards around 85,000, give or take, in that area of liquidity coming soon, potentially in a few days from now, or maybe up to a week from now, that sort of time frame. And obviously, as always, once we cross above that area of liquidity, that will trigger another short squeeze, pushing the price much further to the upside, potentially closer towards $90,000, where we also have a lot of liquidity starting to build around that 90K level. But with that being said, taking a look at Ethereum on the weekly time frame, and right now we're still playing out the bull run exactly as expected. Once again, we're bouncing from this major trend line of support, which was sitting at around 2.4K. And as I've been saying over and over again here on the channel, every time where we've bounced from this major line of support over the last 2 years or so, we've seen a huge bullish reaction, essentially a bull run that's lasted for at least a number of months or so, heading to the upside. And so right now, we're just now starting to see basically the next major bull run. So we've already started to see some of the bull run, but this will likely continue potentially over a number of months. And so obviously this is not the perfect entry point. It would have been better to enter at this line of support, but like I said earlier, time is running out, but it might not be too late just yet, because we're still likely going to play out a bull run at least over a number of months based on history. And if we're taking a look at this 3-day time frame, once we confirm that breakout above 2.8K, like I said in my last few videos, expect a run up towards 3.2K as the next point of resistance. And we've seen literally exactly that. I said once we break out above 2.8K, expect that move. And right now we've run into 3.2K. And so far we're finding some resistance just in the short term at around 3.2K. But once we break out above 3.2K, expect a fairly quick move up towards 3,500. And then that could act as a bit of resistance at 3,500. But then once we break out above 3,500, expect a move up towards around 3.9K to 4K, where we should find major resistance based on these significant highs. And so those are the resistance and price targets that I'm paying attention to on the 3-day time frame for the price of ETH. And clearly the trend and momentum right now is looking very, very bullish, as I've already been saying here on the channel. And usually anytime where we break out above previous resistance, that becomes new support. So basically these previous points of resistance will become new support if for whatever reason we see some sort of short-term pullback, for example. And if we're taking a look at the daily time frame, right now the price of ETH is continuing the breakout from this previous area of resistance, which was sitting in between around 2.7K to 2.8K. And like I said, when the price was back in this sideways price range, once we finally see a breakout above 2.8K, that is the point where we can flip very, very bullish again. And clearly we've seen that as soon as we broke out above this resistance, the price just exploded to the upside here. And right now we're heading towards this next major area of resistance based on previous resistance and support, currently acting as resistance in between around 3430 to around 3550, so close to around 3,500. And so overall, like I've been saying, the market is very, very bullish right now. The larger trend and momentum is bullish, but if for whatever reason on small time frames in the short term, if we see some sort of slight little pullback here and there, that's perfectly normal. So if we see a little pullback, don't get shaken out, because when we're zooming out, looking at the bigger picture, things are looking very bullish right now. And if we're taking a look at Solana on the weekly time frame, first of all, taking a look at the daily time frame, we're running into this area of resistance based on previous resistance back at these previous highs in between around $200 to $210. So the price could still struggle a little bit in this price range right here, so just be aware of that. But once we can see a breakout above $210, expect a move up towards the all-time high for the price of Solana, which is sitting at around 250 to 260. So once again, we need to first clear 210. That could still be acting as resistance at around 210. But once we confirm a breakout with candle closes above $210, expect a move fairly quickly up towards $250 to $260, which is the all-time high for the price of Solana. And then around that level, we could find some resistance there as well. But obviously, once we break out above 260, we'll be entering into all-time highs, similar to what Bitcoin is doing, into new price discovery, exploding to the upside. And now, while the larger time frames are clearly looking very, very bullish right now, playing out a bull run, if we're zooming into just the 4-hour time frame, just the short term here, right now we're possibly forming a new bearish divergence for the price of Solana, with higher highs already confirmed in the price in the candle closes, and lower highs possibly forming in the 4-hour Solana RSI. And so this still needs to be confirmed. I want to make it clear it is not active right now, which means it is not playing out. But if it does confirm, with a couple of red candle closes here, for example, confirming and cementing the lower high in place in the RSI, then in that case, we could see a slight little slowdown in the short term, maybe for a day or two, for example, in the form of either sideways consolidation or a little short-term pullback. But ultimately, when we're zooming out, that short-term pullback would barely be visible here on the larger time frames. So like I've been saying, the larger time frames, when we're zooming out, looking at the bigger picture, very, very bullish. We're seeing a bull run right now, but on small time frames, just don't be surprised if we see the occasional red candle. So if you're new to all of this, it's perfectly normal to see slight little pullbacks here and there on small time frames, but zooming out, we're looking very bullish. And once again, if you want to trade these moves in the price of any crypto, check out those links down below this video to claim those extra bonuses. And if you want to actually know how to trade crypto, no matter if the price is bullish, bearish, or chopping around sideways, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how you can profit from bullish or bearish price action using long positions or short positions, and the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.